I've done some surrogate tapping, but the best tapping tales on surrogate work have come from people I've trained. There's a lovely story. Could I tell it?
Please.
Yeah. Now, this was a woman who came on one of my courses. She's a mother of 3 young daughters, and the youngest was between 2 and 3 years old. And she was developing a fear of water. The mother had noticed that every time she'd turn the water on in the kitchen, you know, filling the tea kettle or something, the little girl would run out of the room. At bath time, she would be squalling and yelling, and she just wanted to get out of the bathroom. And she wouldn't play. They had a paddling pool. She wouldn't play with her sisters. So the mother called me and said, you know, she's only about 2. Can I do EFT with her? And I said, well, remember when I taught you about surrogate EFT and tapping for someone else? Have a go with that and then call me back. Well, when the child was asleep, the mother had gone into the bathroom right next to the child's bedroom and had stood looking in the mirror and just started tapping on herself and just started letting anything come into her mind about her daughter. And she said, some of the words I was saying seemed to make sense, some of them seemed to be nonsense, and I just kept tapping for 20 minutes looking in the mirror. And the next morning, she really made a noise with the water filling the tea kettle. And the little girl sat there at the breakfast table, smiling and giggling. Nothing happened. Bath time, she's playing in the bath. She doesn't want to get out of the bath. There was a big shift just overnight. So the little girl's obviously, you know, too young to know anything had happened, but it had happened. And that's one of the most moving stories I've heard.
Angie and I met in Atlanta a couple of months ago, right?
That's correct.
Okay. And in the process, you and I had a session. And there's something unique about it that I wanted to talk about, because it's going to get into the area of surrogate tapping, which is going to be our first topic. So you guys know, okay? Okay. But as that session unfolded, there were some relationships with a relative of yours, okay, that was very confining for you.
Yes.
Okay, and there was, you couldn't get away, like it was there almost daily, okay? And so we were tapping a bunch of issues, but one of the things we did was we had you assume you were your relative.
Yes.
Okay? And so we started tapping for you. Now, the idea here is maybe there's some issues between you and your relative that would collapse as we did this,
yes.
Okay? But surrogately, you are your relative.
That's correct,
That's
yes.
correct. And so we tapped with your relative on issues we thought maybe you would have, and why you would be the way you would be, and why you would respond the way you respond, and so on and so forth. Yes. So we did that for what, an hour?
Probably, yes.
Maybe even a little more. It was
maybe so.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then you reported to me that your relative has had some significant behavior change. Am I correct?
Incredibly significant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, do we know for sure that we did this surrogate thing happen? It's like one little circumstance. I mean, could it be coincidence? Well, perhaps.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I've known this relative a long time.
Okay.
And I don't think so.
Well, there was another case. There's a recent case in the last few months that came up on our newsletter. It's now on our website, written by Dr. Curtis Steele, S-T-E-E-L-E. You can put that in our search engine and find this article, where he had a similar case, and they had the person like be the other person kind of thing,
yeah.
And reported behavior changes.
Yes.
Okay, so we have like 2 for 2, so on. So
Yeah.
I just point that out. The surrogate issues here and tapping is viewed as woo-woo by a lot of people. Don't do that, because if you're seeing our newsletter and reading our website enough, and you see these reports over and over and over again, I suggest to you, if you're still skeptical, please pay attention. Okay? Yeah. Okay.
I would definitely reinforce that. And this particular relative, there is no way in this world that they would be open to anything like this anyway. So that makes it kind of doubly profound.
And we didn't get permission either, did we?
No, certainly not. No.
Okay, thank you so much,
Thank
Angie.
you.
Okay.